And staff is recommending approval, subject to addressing items 1 through 17. Number 17 is meet all town requirements. And Chris, just so you know, it's the same items that were in your letter, but because I had duplications, because some were marks and some, and duplication on that, there's fewer numbers, but they're the same ones.
Okay.
Playground going, can you go back to that and show me, do you know where the playground, how that they've got it to where the playground's going to be?
Playground, and we'll give this a try again.
Okay.
Oops, it worked now. It's right here. Right here. Sorry. Oh, right in this line. And then right in this area. They have them split up by age groups from what I understand. Oops.
Y'all have any problems with any of the, or any questions about the subject twos? Any more questions? Have a motion?
Move approval.
Have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Thank you, Chris.
I would like to change Coach Road to Older Stage. I think that would be more appropriate.
Older stage.
Discussion and public hearing on a preliminary plat for improvement to Fritz Road at North Campbell Station Road. Brandywine at Turkey Creek LLC applicant.
Packet is a reduced copy of the preliminary plat. This is actually an improvement to existing public infrastructure, in that they are going to be improving the angle at which Fritz Road enters North Campbell Station Road. This development, this improvement to Fritz Road is part of an approval that comes with the subdivision plat approval in Knox County's jurisdiction. The Brandywine subdivision, which is located down Fritz Road a little bit, is required to improve Fritz Road from their subdivision entrance to Campbell Station Road. They are to improve the section that's in Knox County per Knox County requirements, and then improve what's in the town of Farragut per Farragut requirements. The cross-section will include the relocated road, walking trail, which they're taking advantage of the old road bed on the picture on the right-hand side. This area right here, they're going to use the old road bed for the walking trail and then extend it down to the town limit lines. And then there'll be a sidewalk, okay, right there. And the only utility they are having to change is the water line location, so that it doesn't go down through the center of the road or cross at a angle where, if there were ever a problem that would cause, if there were a leak or something, it could damage the base of the road. This tries to minimize that potential. This is the aerial photograph of the area, so you can see that the area is where the road is moving to is heavily wooded, and staff is recommending approval of this preliminary plat, subject to addressing items 1 through 24. The 24th one being meet all town requirements. And Richard LeMay is here to answer any questions you might have.
Yes, my name is Richard LeMay. I'm the engineer for the project, and we don't have any problem with requirements that on this list. We can certainly take care of those. The one item that I do want some clarification on, and maybe Ruth can do this, might be a quick take, that is on the amount for the letter of credit. And Ruth, you might can answer this. I guess I just want to go on record. Are we still, or do we still have the ability to discuss these items with Darrell and staff, or is when this body approves this, are we tied into the $205,000?
Daryl has calculated the amount of $205,000. I talked with him right late this afternoon. That is his recommendation to the Planning Commission. The purpose of the letter of credit is the town has the responsibility that when there is infrastructure being built, that we have the worst case scenario that we have to go in and complete it. In this particular case, they're taking existing infrastructure and removing it, and we have to calculate it based on our cost of what it would cost us. One of the things to keep in mind that whenever there is a letter of credit, we cannot charge for administration. So when we have to let to bid and create contracts and monitor and basically then become the superintendents of the job, that does not come out of the letter of credit. All we can do with the letter of credit is based on what it would cost us with a contract. There is no doubt that an individual can get a lower price than the town can. That is standard for all governments, that when people bid on it, it's higher priced. But it's Daryl's responsibility to ensure that the town is protected, and that he feels comfortable with that $205,000 amount.
So I suppose the answer is, once the Planning Commission approves it, then it's set in stone? Is that what I understand you're telling me?
Yeah.
That's a quick answer. In that case, Mr. Matzel is here and Mr. Martin is here. I don't know if they want to speak to this or not. The situation we're in, Mr. Matzel has bid this project, and it's come in considerably less than $205,000. And that's why I didn't know if by presenting those bids to Daryl, or if we had any means of trying to reduce that before construction starts without coming back to the Planning Commission. That's what I'm asking. And Bruce, you want to say anything, or step right up here?
My name is Bruce Matzel. I'm the developer of the Brandywine at Turkey Creek project. At the last meeting that we had with Daryl, when the gas line was fully removed, that we did not have to touch it, they would accept it the way that it was, the gas company, that's a $10,000 item. It's not been removed from the budget. The disturbance area for the grading that's on the site and the drainage is listed at $30,000. It's a $12,000 item. In total, it's 1,180 yards of dirt we're moving on less than 35,000 square feet. $30,000 is rather exorbitant. So I'm asking that they be reduced, and also half of the walking trail was reduced from the original plan, yet the full budget for the walking trail is still in there. So I'm asking that that would be cut in half, which I thought I heard at the meeting. That's all I'm asking for, is those 3 points to be removed, because there's a 20% buffer going on top of a very high budget to start with at the end. This is a $80,000 to $90,000 job in total. That's everything.
Actually, Daryl did reduce the amount by $20,000 with regards to the changes that Mr. Matzel is referencing. He did. His initial letter of credit amount was $225,000, and he reduced it to $205,000.
The meeting I have from the budget I have from the last meeting was $164,000. It's the same one I got today. When we went to that meeting, I marked it on the meeting that I was questioning these 3 points.
Look in your packet, in the letter dated February 24th, 2011, on page 3, you will see that item number 34, Daryl was recommending the $225,000 letter of credit amount, and tonight he recommended the $205,000 letter of credit amount.
I never saw that.
Okay, I'm confused. Where are you getting the
The
164?
cost is Daryl had down at the last meeting, the cost was $164,000 plus a 20%, whatever you want to call it, okay, buffer, okay? I have that same letter today. Okay, I never heard 225,000. We talked about it coming down to somewhere around in the 150 range in total. And instead, I just got a letter today, actually yesterday, that said that it was $205,000. And I got approval from my bank for the LC at a much less rate than a number than 205,000, actually 150,000. And I was very surprised to see the letter this morning for the same amount of money.
Actually, the bank had called the town, and they were given the dollar amount of $205,000. The letter that I was referencing, Mr. Matzel, is the one that was sent to Scott Keith on February 24th. It was the one we discussed in the staff developer meeting.
I never did get it. I never got it. So I'm going to go by the meeting that Chris Martin, Mr. LeMay, and myself had with Darrell, okay, at the last meeting, okay, and I don't believe that Ruth was there at that
No, I
meeting.
was not.
No. And we were discussing these things, and he said, well, if the gas not's going to be touched, there's no reason for us to charge you. If you look on that bid, you'll see $9,800 worth of gas. We don't have to do a
I got
thing
one
for the
quick-
gas.
Just a quick question, because you said that the job is $165,000,
Plus 20%,
which is $198,000.
somewhere around there, yeah.
That's not much difference.
Well, no, there is, because the gas was supposed to be taken off, so that's $10,000 plus 20, or $12,000. Okay? There's a $30,000 item.
That's fine, but sitting here, Commissioner, lost.
I realize that, sir.
If this needs to be addressed, I'd recommend we postpone this.
Well, I don't want to postpone this arena, but I'd like to have the ability to talk to Darrell about these numbers, because he did. If there is no gas work to be done, why should the
I'm
10th?
not done. That's not the
I think
issue.
what Ed is saying is it was 164, and then you're wanting the 30 taken off of that? Is that what you're saying? That when you talked to him last, the 164?
It was 164 at the last meeting, and he said
Yeah, plus the
that
20.
if there's no gas, that would be removed.
Okay, so that's 20?
No, it's 10.
Yeah.
That's 10.
Where did you get
Okay,
the 30 again?
and he also said that he would look into the grading, okay, because it was only 1,100 yards of grading that had to be done. That's all I'm saying, okay? I realize that, sir. That's why we were asking for if we could talk. I tried to reach Darrell today. He would not call me back, but I just wanted to discuss it with him. That's all.
I'm going to show on the overhead, if I can figure out how to